Hey guys, so this is month two. Yeah, back in class, which was nice. Also, my fifth week, I started seeing people in public. So once I began to learn people from church and stuff, I began to see people in public and realized that a lot of people actually live in the same building I do, but just in another part. I actually had a situation where I almost didn't recognize a girl. Um, I was just walking to the train station because I don't expect to see anyone that I know. Just kind of like walking, looking straight ahead, but out of the corner of my eye, um, I saw like someone look at me, so I looked at her, and then we made eye contact, and I was like, "Oh shoot, it's her!" So I kind of like tried to wave hi, but I was going so fast and it was so late that I practically couldn't do much. I also went back to Domino's again, but this time it was a little bit better. I got, I think, a cinnamon roll this time, and I went with a guy from my class, Dima.
Got dinner, Domino's, American dinners in Ukraine with the boy Dima. What's up? What's up? He got pepperoni. You know, we don't partake in those things.
Then there was a couple of funny moments. One was talking to a girl from church where um, she was like, "You're." We were talking about what we eat, and I said I was vegetarian, and she's like, "Seriously?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "You're the first black vegetarian I've ever met," and that was like equal parts funny and equal parts shocking, just because, yeah, I guess most people here coming from African countries, I guess they're used to like eating, you know, farm meat and stuff like that. But yeah, she's like, "You're the first black vegetarian," and she was saying like, "Wow." During church, I actually coordinated the service, and I was asked to do this. I think the Friday night before. Um, yeah, it was a little bit less than ideal. Only because it wasn't even the timing of it. It's because at that time I still didn't really know the total flow of the church service. Like, I almost stole the benediction from the pastor. There is also the speaking club. So here on Friday nights we do a speaking club, and I led the first one. That the first one that I had ever led by myself. It was pretty interesting. This week I also started thinking about home a little bit. So it's a month that I've been away from home now. So you're wondering like what's going on and how people are doing and stuff, and you're hearing from people, but you're still used to being home. So I guess you think about it in the way of like, what am I missing, kind of. Um, so yeah, that was that, and then the next week, there was Rosh Hashanah. So there's a Jewish community here, and they do a lot of celebrations. So this week was Rosh Hashanah, and it was pretty cool. I was actually not even supposed to be part of it, but like I walked by and looked in, and then um, the ELC manager was just like, "Come in and sit," and I was like, okay. So I went and sat down. Um, only black person there, so everyone's kind of looking like, okay. I mean, I don't think he knows what we're doing, but okay. So I sat down, had some fruits, and talked to some people with the little bit of language skills that I had at that time. But yeah, it was a cool experience. Yeah, I really enjoy Jewish events. I don't know why. They just have a cool vibe to them. Um, Later that same Sunday, we had a youth hangout here. So it was a church youth hangout. And yeah, we just came out, we sang a little bit, talked a little bit, and then we watched this movie, Fireproof, which, well, for those of you that do watch Christian movies, you probably have seen it. But the movie was even funnier for us because we made one of our guys here, Marcelo, like the main character of the movie. So like anytime he did something, we just turned to Marcelo. We're like, "Marcelo, why would you do that?" And then like one of the gags is like the guy beating up his garbage can. So like we just got on him every time for that. But yeah, it was pretty funny. Also, that sixth week was my birthday week, so my birthday was on a Tuesday, which Tuesdays were an earlier day for me. So they had a birthday lunch for me, but I had to go for my own birthday lunch, which was slightly awkward, but it was fun. The morning of my birthday, I went and I bought a bass guitar, so um, I have to get video of me playing at some point. But yeah, I went and got a bass guitar, and I was finally able to like get back to practicing and loosening up with that, which was nice. I also bought a TV, I think on the Sunday of that week. So I had the TV, a bass guitar, finally getting settled in, and then it was kind of just back to class. There was one class I was talking to, and I was asking them, "What do you guys do for fun?" And one kid said, "Eat fast food," um, which was hysterical to me. But then in retrospect, looking at how people hang out at McDonald's here, I actually don't think he was joking, honestly. Um, so yeah, and then this week I also started getting medical school interview requests back. So my first one came in from University of Miami, which was pretty cool because University of Miami is closest to home and where I wanted to go for undergrad, but did end up going. So I still think like it's part of a school system that I would like to be a part of, but yeah, that started coming in, which was nice. And then I also started teaching an individual class that week. So with my individual class, the kid is 11 years old. He likes soccer, so we are just getting to know each other in our first class. And he has a favorite soccer player, this Croatian dude. And this Croatian guy apparently looks like Legolas. But yeah, teaching is just like a really chill experience. Um, but also this week, I had to like up my game because um, towards the end of the week, I got a reality check in a way, where they're just saying, you feel like your teaching style is kind of disconnected, disengaged. People say you seem sleepy or disinterested. I mean, my personality is generally calmer, but yeah, there was that situation. So um, it kind of like threw me for a bit, but then I realized like, it just takes time. And I mean, I can change as a person, so to speak, but like, I am best suited to be the person that I am. So I just kind of like upped my energy levels a bit here and there. Try to give things more according to their recommendations, but it never really changed too much actually. But yeah, that resolved itself, which was nice. Week 7 was more of the same. Still on the class, still learning the language in the city and stuff. We have Sundays speaking clubs, and they started to happen in different areas. So this week I went to our speaking club pretty far away from the ELC. And this group is like a more chill group. All the different schools and branches have like kids with different personalities, which is interesting. But I was with the like chill group this week, and I was like, okay, it'll be just a calm week, not too much energy to worry about. But at the end of the class, I had them design a smoothie because we had done like fruit vocabulary um, as part of the speaking club. So at the end, they're making these smoothies, and then this kid, and I mean, keep in mind, these kids are just teenagers, but this kid's like, "Can I make a cocktail?" And I'm like, why? And he's like, I don't know. I'm like, okay, whatever. Because I mean, he was pretty committed to it. And of course, in the end, everyone voted for the cocktail because teenagers. But yeah, that was a pretty funny thing. Yeah, that they taught me that that group actually has a lot more to it than I may have realized. Which, yeah, I didn't like judge the book by its cover, but it's just like I didn't really know that they had that side to them. But yeah, that group has kind of been growing on me since that day, which is like really nice. Um, on the way back from the speaking club, um, I actually caught my, oh no, it was the day after I went to the St. Branch, and I caught my jeans on a security gate and ripped them. Um, yeah, shout out to SpongeBob. And it was not ideal because it was my back pocket, which I like to carry things in because my front pockets are just not as big. So yeah, I ripped my jean pocket, and I actually got taken on a shopping spree because of this, which I'll mention later. But yeah, my ripped jeans were not taken too well by the leadership. Well, they weren't mad. They were just like, why are you walking around with ripped jeans? I'm like, these are the only jeans that I have. And I also got to see my first snow. Although I really don't know if it was like snow or hail or what. It was like misting, but it was also like falling as pellets. So yeah, that was kind of cool. Also unexpected because weather forecast didn't tell us about that. But I grew up in Miami, so I'm used to the weather surprising me. Um, so yeah, also that week I got a care package for mom, which was nice. Finally, our third and final missionary, Catherine, got here that week. Catherine's chill. She's from Oregon. She grew up in a nice small community. So week 8, I finally began working out more consistently. I've been on and off since I got in here, and I kind of fell off a bit and had to restart more recently, but working out more consistently, so that was nice. But I can't go too hard because we don't get that much money for food, and people that know me know that I can eat a lot, especially when I'm hungry. So yeah, the workouts were minor, but started doing them more consistently. And on the Sunday on the way to speaking club again, I was talking on the bus with Catherine, just telling her like things about the bus ride and what to expect and what will be happening. And there was a group next to us who I didn't even realize, but they had been speaking English the whole time. And then eventually they started talking to us because I guess they heard our accent. And they were like, oh, what are you guys doing here? And we said, oh, we're missionaries. And they asked where we're from. And I asked where this guy was from. And he said he was from Delaware. Um, Significant because I've never met anyone from Delaware. I don't know how many people are in Delaware. I don't know what people do in Delaware, but I'd never met anyone from Delaware. So the fact that it took coming over to Ukraine to meet someone from Delaware is very interesting to me. But yeah, a guy from Delaware and his wife apparently visit Ukraine regularly. So yeah, that was interesting. And then after that, we went to the speaking club and came back. And later that Sunday, Sasha and I met up again and went to go play basketball. This basketball day was a bit more chill. No weird seeing a person 4 times in one day like it the first time. But yeah, it was chill. I think I wore my LeBron shirt again, and it was, I guess, more of the same. We actually won like 7 games straight. I played like two straight hours on the court, which I mean, I was going and coming with my energy levels, but the teammates that I had, these guys were just running the whole time. So I guess it's because people play soccer over here, but the conditioning is definitely there. um, at least on my team. The other teams, they were struggling, but I had some good guys on my team. But yeah, that was pretty fun. And then after that, we went to go, refuel and get stuff from the store. So we went to a supermarket here, and my friend wanted to go get something from this supermarket that I didn't really want. So I was waiting at the front, and then while I was at the front, a guy comes up and he's like, "Hey, are you from America?" And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, I'm from Miami." He was like, "Oh, Miami," which is literally the reaction of 95% of the people here. Like when I say Miami, it's literally, "Oh, Miami." Like I I mean, the saying "I live where you vacation." But yeah, people like their eyes always get wide whenever you say Miami. But yeah, he's like, "Oh, Miami," and he said, "Oh, you were playing basketball," and I said, "Yeah, I was playing basketball," and he's like, "Oh, good, good," um, and then like I don't know, like I guess dude was just happy to be talking to like an American or something because he was just like smiling the whole time. So yeah, that was that, and then I he left the store, and then my friend came and paid for his stuff, and then we left the store, and then walking outside, we pass each other, and the guy looks at me and smiles and points, and then like I kind of throw up a peace sign, and my friend's like, "Who's that?" And I'm like, "Oh, that was the guy that was just in the store," but it sounded really suspicious to him, but he just kind of went with it. So yeah, there was that guy, and then like 30 minutes later in this like same walk outside, me and Sasha had just said bye to each other. So I'm on my way back to my room, and we pass, or not we, I pass the mall by where I live, and I get some food and stuff, and then on the way out, um, I'm walking by these guys, never see them, don't know who they are. I think they're like Middle Eastern or something. But I'm walking by these guys, and dude just put his hand up for a high five. Like it was the most unexpected thing. He just like throws his hand up. So I'm like, okay, so it's just him and his friend, two high fives. And that was that. So yeah, just two experiences of I guess being a foreigner here in Ukraine. Monday, it was a holiday here, so one of the many Ukrainian holidays. It was Veterans Day, I think. So we went to see a open air museum, which this open air museum kind of just shows Ukraine through history and how Ukrainian houses and villages look in different areas and different times. So it was pretty cool. Like you just walk around it. There was kind of a concert going on while we were there. The week went pretty much according to the schedule, except for the fact that I forgot a poster on a bus about about an event that we were advertising for as a company. For those of you that know that feeling, it's always weird. It's like it was in my hands or it was in my bag and now it's not. And I don't know at what point this thing left my bag. But such is life. There was a pretty big piece of sad news for me, kind of a milestone almost, but a negative one, if such a thing exists. The matriarch of my church back home actually died during this week. So Sister Gordon was 102 years old. And yeah, she unfortunately had died. And for me, the significance was just that to that point, all the people that I knew that had died always had a bit of distance from me. There are like relatives that died, but they were distant relatives. It never really had any personal connection. It was never someone that like I talked to regularly or anything. But Sister Gordon, like she was someone I drove her to like different holiday parties. I went and visited her. I've talked to her. She's always give me a guaranteed $5 whenever I visited back home from school. Um, and my mom told me that in the last few weeks, when she was still kind of mentally together because her mind began to fall apart, so to speak, when she got closer and closer to her death. My mom said that she had been asking for me in those times when she was still like conscious and still aware of what was happening, which I mean, that just kind of hit me hard because I mean, my closest friends know this, and some of the others may know this, but I'm very, very keen on being there for the people that I care about, and I always want to be there for people that um, want me to be there. Like if someone wants me to be there, like that is really important to me. So yeah, hearing that, that just kind of was a arrow in the middle of my day. I actually read this like in between teaching classes um, one day. I think it was on a Tuesday or Thursday that I heard it, and it was just a huge shock. But you know, I did finish the day, and I did manage to get it out. But yeah, that was like a arrow for sure. So yeah, that was that. And then after all of this, I did go on a shopping spree later that week, the shopping spree that I mentioned before. So with this shopping spree, I managed to get a new bag, two new pairs of jeans, and I got a kind of cool jacket because they're like, you're not gonna get sick again. Um, and I was getting tired of wearing my chill hop hoodie everywhere. So yeah, got a kind of slick looking jacket. So yeah, the shopping spree was pretty nice, and it was all a gift from Natalia, the manager at one of the other branches. She just took me, paid for everything, and then said, "Okay, you're good now." So yeah, they're really sweet here. I got one more interview offer. This one came in from Baylor that week. Um, and I kind of sat on it because I wasn't sure what I'd be able to do about the timing and if I'd be able to travel back to America. So I kind of let that sit. But yeah, it was now up to two interview offers. So finally beginning to see results of like what I've been working towards. And then after all of this, I went for another walk downtown. Um, like you could walk as a date here. Um, I've been told that it's not like me creating that. I've been told like, yeah, you can just go out for a walk and have that be a date here because people just do that. So um, yeah, it's a interesting experience, interesting place to be. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will be putting out more videos.